gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, king of the game. I believe in you, that's what he'll say. Nice and kind, leading cobalt ice. He's a blue, cute, and deadly little guy. Seeing through the fog, old gods he slayed. Go7, 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 Go7. Go7, 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 Go7.
Hey. Well, welcome, Jonathan. Let's go. Let's see if there's anything special to watch here. Okay, so we do have a Jess versus Grim. High funds. Sure, we can watch that. Oh my. Make it a tiny bit smaller. Never first. Aw, all hail the king of the penguins. Okay. Livebot seems to be doing pretty well as Grim here. We have got quite the wall of infantry for Jess over here. We do have a Grim battleship on the field, and Grim is also up by a lot of income. Hello. Super tired. But that's okay. I mean, this looks really good for Grim, but you never really count Jess out in this kind of matchup because the extra movement and firepower should be able to kill a ton of Grim stuff. Like, this mega tank from Grim seems like an odd choice to me. I mean, I guess it can threaten Jess's own mega tanks, but it's because she can give the extra movement to hers. Ooh, a beautiful breakthrough. Oh, that was very nicely done by Grim. Just raw power. Now Jess is in a ton of trouble over here, but we do still have, the power active. And Jess Mega Tank's getting +1 move. Pretty good against Grim's Mega Tanks. I imagine they kill. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful sight for Jess. Guaranteed one shot on planes. Just has turned twice, which is a little weird, but that's okay. Okay, the space is looking a little threatened. We do have breakthrough, targeting down the infantry, okay. I probably would have. Well, I don't know if that could have swapped the order. I'd much prefer a mega tank to be in range of this artillery. This tank. It should be fine. Down 14k is really nasty. But in high funds, it's still manageable. I mean, 36k is a lot of money. Well, it just did have to use the power here, which might be a mistake. Depends on how easy it is for Jess to get that power again so that she can continue to zone out Grim's own mega tanks. Really, yeah, I don't think this tank dive on this artillery was good because it gave this battleship a target. Got some sort of trap going on here. Yeah, I think you might have had to build a new tank here. I think a regular tank just gets hit by a tank. Ooh, black boat blocker. That's pretty cute. Hey, King Rex. This is the mega tank. It's back. No power used. So it looks like this tank can just kill this infantry and free this one. If oh, it lived at 1. Never mind. The wall held. Oh no. The Grim normal power after missing that? Okay, wanted to free this tank from another side. That works. Now, if that's the only, or I guess there will be some attacks over here too. Oh, Livebot is struggling with the timer. I didn't even notice. You wouldn't expect that from a bot. That's true. You would think they'd do everything pretty much instantly. They haven't moved anything in this top right corner. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. We're gonna move some buys. Two buys. Still doing really nice. I think I'll try ranking up in Live League when it becomes part of the ranking system. I don't know if it's going to become part of the ranking system. But sure, if it does, I'll try. Ooh, Mega Tank was available for smacking. Well, it's on a missile platform? No, it's on a city. Okay, it's not nearly. You already beat Livebot today, quote met. From my understanding, Live Queue does have, or does use your overall rating. And tries to match you based on that. And just over time, over your time in the queue will expand the search range. Oh, hello, Habits. Big old smack over there, although it's not really free. There's multiple things protecting it, so we'll see if the artillery and infantry can make it better. Well, yeah, the queuing up for live is much less flexible than it is for asynchronous. Rest in peace, medium tank. Why we discuss... What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Go7, King of the Penguins, back again with all the advanced Wars by Web content you crave. Let my high-level analysis sustain you as we discuss why megatanks are the best unit ever. It's a very good intro there. A chest. So megatanks, of course, are the best unit ever because they do the most damage. They have so much overkill potential that they can one-shot tanks at half health. Hard to beat that. As you can see, when you play high funds, the end game just becomes megatank spam. And that's because they're the best unit. I'm surprised neither player has attempted to take these airports. I guess they can get locked down by missiles pretty easily. Still. Also surprised that this property has never been taken, or this one. I don't know what Jess's capture game was like, but it's a little questionable for sure. Yeah, the best thing to answer a megatank is a megatank. I did rush megatanks in a high fund game. It worked out. Exactly. That was my logic. That's also, Nanova told me that was the high funds meta. Just rush megatanks. It was my first unit built. See? Nanova's here to confirm. It's always convenient when that happens. It just might be going for the airport. I mean, we do have double black boat. Enable black bombs from megatank spam counter. I guess you could try using Jess Neos. I mean, Jess Mega's one shot at normal power. Jess Neo's not so much. Yeah, black bomb. Eagle black bombs sound very scary. Casual one shot. At least they don't explode twice. This corner down here looks to be under a lot of duress. So does this corner. But the fight in the middle-ish area is kind of even. And LiveBot is still really low on time. Yeah, there's a Grim battleship still in here. Starflash, if you're still here, did you settle on a CO that you're going to submit? A custom CO? Ooh, the artillery stands. Where's the list of players we're going to see in the description? I don't know them. Ooh, Jess is indeed going for the airport. Although... I'm pretty sure this just kills it. Yeah. Oh. But, that doesn't mean the Mega Tank's not hitting a Mega Tank. GG. The other corners are just under so much. What's my answer about LL? About Live League? Profeta has apparently passed the custom CO torch to me for his entry. I have posted the one that I'm currently thinking about in the customization Advanced Wars by Web channel. It's pretty simple. In fact, I might be able to copy and paste this in the chat. Oh yeah, I'll try and rank up in Live League if it becomes its own thing. See if I can space this out so it actually looks nice. I cannot. Well, I'll post this. Oh, it does not let me. Is it too long? Oh, it's too long. Okay. I'll split it up like this. It's still too long. Here. Powers. Bam. How annoying, right? Is that the last High Funds game? That was. On to standard. We'll see what's what. Nell versus Volt. We have Arya Fireheart, who's in the chat. In an Andy mirror. Right, Andy mirror. Let's see what's up. Is Arya that person who doesn't lose? Does Arya never lose? Or are you talking about Voice of Akasha? I think Starflash just has a lot of practice. You are one who lost, the one who never loses. Oh no. I've seen Voice of Akasha lose. So I don't know what's going on with that. Arya is the legend who punishes her troops with death for losing? Well, I don't think you can really look at Voice of Akasha's Global League wins as a never. I mean, is that like 16 games? I haven't seen him lose in tournament yet, though. Is he up to 26 now? He has losses on his other account. I guess on this account he doesn't. And he doesn't have any, yeah. And he's lost in live. But he's still very good. We have Recon first versus Tank first. Classic matchup. Yeah, he's doing great in tournaments. This is such a forward capture. Arya must have some foreknowledge about how difficult it is to get that city normally. Or just is a really good map. It does like highly contested, and you can like cover it with artillery from way back here. The general strategy for an Andy mirror, it can be pretty awkward because of course you want your units to survive, but you also really want to kill your opponent's units. The person who gets the first super isn't necessarily going to be straight up stronger, so the mirror is pretty healthy. I don't think this looks like Celeste. The Habits with no best. Celeste is Habits' favorite. Straw Hat Sean. Going for this capture in the face of a tank. Too little powerful terrain. That's true. This tank is doing a lot of work. Attacking and covering all these captures. Poor Recon isn't finding great purchase currently. We would love to like go in here, interrupt this capture, and then be covered by a copter. But that doesn't work because this anti is already built. Straw Hat Sean's a little bit behind in the... Oh, no, never mind. An okay in the capture. It's still ending the turn ahead in income. I do like the name Straw Hat Sean. Reminds me of One Piece. I just realized that there's a huge unit count advantage. What happened? I guess it's just from the double copter. Bop bop. Down go the infantry. Yeah. It's weird when you kill 2 units and then still end the turn even in unit count. And tank is a free dude. Don't quite cover. Oh, you base skip for a tank on like day 5. Ah. Would an APC plus mech be a good buy on this map? I don't see that immediately being good. Mainly because the middle is fairly open, so the mech would be very easy to pick off the vehicles. Yeah, even attacking from the city, but it would give it. Okay, now at this point, I is really looking happy in terms of income. Straw Hat ending the turn 2k down. Heavy artillery coming to try and hold the city. Okay. Infantry makes sure that this is interrupted. The tank runs to the lab. That's a little weird to me. I thought it would run to this city. Anti-air takes out the recon. mean, you could try some T-copters with mechs. Andy does have pretty good mechs, as I've said many times. But it is kind of tough to do because building transport copters and mechs is really like a hit to your tempo. It takes a while to come online after they're built, in comparison to like a battle copter and a tank. So it could definitely get you in trouble. I can't mention too much stuff here because Arya is listening in. You like this little special operations copter going deep behind enemy lines. Now, this can be really annoying to deal with, these like mech chains. Every mech is covered by another mech. So you're pretty much guaranteed to be hit with a mech. If you go for any of these hits. Like the anti-air could come in and one-shot this mech, but then it gets hit by another mech. So you'd have to like kill a mech and then block the way with an infantry or something, or with a copter. I mean, I'd be pretty happy with Andy. Rachel would, of course, be another really good pick. We have the nice little trap on this copter. It's unhappy days for that copter. Rachel's always really good on base light, because it gets harder and harder to deal with her missiles as the game goes on. There's also some pretty forward captures of your own that Rachel could use in brawls to quickly heal up. Andy will be solid because oftentimes in base light there's a lot of copters, and Andy can get away with healing up his copters after they get hurt, which are units that are really hard to heal normally. And teching up to like medium tanks is also something that tends to be done a lot. There's always Kindle, of course. Although I don't think she's especially strong, like not stronger in base light, but she's still going to be good. I think those would be the main three. Rachel, Andy, and Kindle. Straw Hat's getting very aggressive with these moves. Let's get a nice little hit here. It still commits to going for this comm tower, even though it's gonna like they're gonna lose infantry for it. Should definitely kill this tank with the copter, because like this looks like a 4 health tank, but it's an Andy tank, so it's actually a 9 health tank. Went for the capture interrupt instead. That's something I wouldn't recommend unless you're able to follow this up in a way that stops the capture from happening, because otherwise this is just going to like delay the capture by 1 turn as this gets swapped out and another one starts it. Yeah, the reason why it kind of messes with your reading the battlefield, but when you're dealing with Andy, you can kind of consider every injured unit as if it has 5 more health, Because the super will show up sooner than you think. So killing them off is better than it can initially look. Things are looking very nice for Arya. The only things that have been really going against the play so far is like Copters being able to get some really nice harassment. But otherwise, tactically, things have been pretty one-sided. Could go up with like the anti-air and hit a mech. I mean, you could do that. I wouldn't be too willing to, just because I don't want the mech from the mountain followed with the copter strike. I'd be more willing to just let the mechs kind of do their thing. Take out everything else so the mechs can't fight yet. I mean, they can attack an infantry on the city, but that's not great. There's always punish. The mechs punish. There is an end to this mech chain now, so it's possible to just hit them all. Be fine. I wouldn't hit the mech with a tank, because then that mech will live, it'll just step onto the city, you'll take damage from this mech, and then the mech and the copter will kill you. I guess you would have attacked from the city. And he does like these mechs. Giving mechs +1 move, healing them up, extra firepower, it's all things they like. Mech strikes. This is a single lab map. So, I mean, the lab is fairly vulnerable. It's, you know, it's got like mountains and sea next to it, but at the same time, the artillery, if it has some time to set up, can lock it over across the water. That is a very gutsy copter swing, because that's in range of this anti-air. I mean, Arya does have to give up the capture to kill it off, but I feel like most people would do that. The mechs do have quite a few infantry to fight. I mean, they are stronger than infantry, provided the mechs pretty much only fight. If the mechs can fight infantry one-on-one, they'll be very happy, because they'll win, and then they'll just be set up to heal. I do believe mechs survive double infantry hits. Is that right? Mech spam is very viable with Sammy. Sensei doesn't really need to mech spam because he can get free mechs. 49 to 50. So on shoals, there's a small chance 2 infantry would fail the kill. 44 to 52. I must have misinterpreted the... Oh no, this wouldn't kill. Yeah, 44 plus 46 wouldn't kill. So on plains, there's a decent chance it doesn't kill. At forced, I imagine it's not even possible. So if you're dealing with a lot of infantry, you want those mechs in the forests, as Andy in particular. It's a new fun fact. So Straw Hat's being pushed back really far. Things are looking very grim. Half the unit count, down in income, down in unit value, up in charge, so we can definitely get the super first. Now the strongest force is way over here, kind of hiding in this corner. And I think that mech spam is pretty viable with Andy, as well as Sammy. But I do think that Sammy probably has the best mech spam. That probably comes as a surprise to no one. So when fighting Andy, attacks like this, especially when the super is getting close, are really bad. Because this tank is now it's exposed on the road, so it's very easy to kill. And all it did was 5 damage to a unit, which 5 damage is basically 0 damage, because this will just heal all the way back up to 10. And same over here, these 2 units should have grouped together to kill this one off, rather than getting these like risky hits where you don't finish off the units. Because now, these 3 attacks, after the super gets popped, will have done 1 damage to this tank and 4 damage to this tank. So 3 vehicle hits, resulting in 5 total damage that sticks, is not very good. Like this tank hit will result in 0 damage sticking, costing the entire tank. It's very awkward to fight Andy. Arena has the super. Activate it to heal up a bunch of units. Hell, looking happy. Oh, all the copters get taken out. The lab starts being captured. The mech gets taken out. There just kills the tank that attacked it. Ooh. Didn't go for the tank first strike. It was probably worth it. I'm not sure. I mean, it is a super powered tank, so I think it would do... knock this down to 4. That might not be. Like, this 6 health tank would never attack this anti-air in this case, because it's not going to do more than 5 damage. Where I can like go over here and attack infantry that matter, or could just stand there, I guess. Just protect the copters. Mechs are nice too. That's true. A 4 HP tank can also be a self-sack. Would you not be able to kill the infantry? Oh, you're talking about the tank. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. GG. You got to see... Straw Hat learned a lot in fighting Andy. But it's a weird mirror. Ooh. We have got... We've got a Nell versus Sensei in high funds with our boy Strider 555 versus the person I was fighting yesterday. I really dislike mirrors. Andy has an okay mirror. If you want to play a live game about Baldur's Gate, calls to you. How far are you in Baldur's Gate 3? Assuming you're talking about number 3. Obviously, there's still 1 and 2. Why, thank you. Strider going for the normal power. May the luck be with you. You're about halfway through Act 2. I would recommend taking your time through Act 2 to give them some more time to polish up Act 3. I definitely ran into some... I mean, Act 3 wasn't bad, but it was notably worse than Act 1 and Act 2. I played Dark Urge. Dark Urge is very fun. Would recommend, if you're going to play Baldur's Gate 3, to do a Dark Urge playthrough as your first one. I haven't seen... Well, we've seen some okay luck rolls, I guess. But nothing that super wowed me. It was mostly against like infantry. Do the devs not recommend playing Dark Urge first? They definitely should. It would be... I feel like it'd be weird to not recommend it. Sensei would really tag well with Alexio. That could be good. The Sensei Nell. You don't have to be evil with Dark... I mean, I was evil with Dark Urge, but the game really, really, really tries to push you to, you know, not be evil. Try and fight your Dark Urges. Yeah, I don't know what the roadmap for improvements are. Of course, the early access was only for Act 1, which is why Act 1 is, well, I would say the best act. Because that's where they got all their feedback. I was evil this whole time. It was very funny. In Act 3, spoilers, as the Dark Urge, I imagine it's for anyone, but there's like this kid, there's like this orphan kid that gets kidnapped, and I was like, I'm like a super evil guy. I would not care about this kid, and the game just kept acting as though my character was like obsessed with trying to save them. Like, I don't care about them. In every interaction, I'm trying to be very dismissive. The game's like, no, you love this kid. Either a pure sentinel fighter or a hand crossbow barbed rogue. The Dark Urge. That could be cool. I was a barbarian. That was fun. And then I multi-classed to fighter for the extra attacks. There's quite a few illusory choices. Well, my character's like a straight up like murder fanatic. I don't know why. It was weird. I would have like text options to be like, I would kill the kid better. But then my character's also striving to save them. Sensei has a good attack on bottom. It is pretty nice, especially because it'll give so much charge. It wouldn't let me kill the kid. I literally found the kid on a sacrificial altar, and they wouldn't let me sacrifice the kid. I thought that was like the whole point of the evil approach to it, is I would be the one to sacrifice the kid instead of the bad guy. But no, it's like I'm adopting the kid, I guess. Very weird. Ooh, okay, we went with the normal power. I thought we might see Sensei go for the super attacks. Decides to go with the normal power. It is a lot of infantry. It would be unfortunate for someone to tune in right now and hear about sacrificing kids. Yeah, you know. They get it. They know what's up with penguins. Ooh, I didn't expect that to live. But I guess they could probably finish it off. The unit count is starting to get really overwhelming, which is something that Nell has a hard time dealing with. Bing, chilling. You're playing a tiefling paladin, so it is in fact your personal mission to adopt the kid and start an orphan family with Karlach. Well, you're in luck. I think you can get like, is it 3 kids you can get in your camp? You can do some major adopting. Yeah, we're not sacrificing penguins. It's fine. This is a very interesting surround. This is a surround with a battlecopter to an anti-air. I'll also say that the Baldur's Gate 3 difficulty a little low. My anti-air now. The team pick actually survived. Yeah, I also went to tactician. Well, I started tactician. And, I mean, there were some fights that were kind of tough, but for the most part, not so much. Yeah, I'd recommend just not playing on the tactician if it's not like sometimes hard modes actively detract from the game because they just make them more of a slog rather than making them harder. Like that's what I felt like with the Advance Wars reboot, at least for the reboot, kind of for the main one too. Is the hard mode didn't really make the game harder; it just made the game longer and with a worse pacing. So I'd prefer to just have the better pacing and enjoy the game. Yeah, well, the other two Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, very different system. That's AD, and that's like 2nd edition D&D. And they were definitely more of like, you either know what you're doing or you're going to die. But part of knowing what you're doing is just knowing how the system even works. Yeah, just doubling enemy hit points isn't great. Strider doing their best here. It's tough for Luxio in this case because luck scales really heavily with your unit count. So you want to have more units than your opponent, but that's hard to do against Sensei. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 quick save is the way it goes. You're not sure if you like this medium tank buy. I could see just saving money and building some bigger vehicles. Although, I can also see being scared to build the big vehicles against Nell. Divinity 2... I don't know if it's a much harder. It's very similar. They both kind of get broken by non-combat things. Or like by like just using the environment a little too effectively. I did play the bird dating sim. You know, I'll play more bird game for you. You like getting hit, getting a Neo so that they hit your medium. You can hit it back with the artillery and the Neo. Yeah, I can see that. For guarding over here. Maybe an attorney. The top's looking not so bad for Nell. You just want me to show off my knowledge of bird law? It's very... I want to say elaborate, but that's not the right word. Sensei's trying to pick off all of Nell's infantry to make Nell super sad. Fluffy's playing a different game. Ace Attorney is a great game. Or series. Does it happen? See, I'd kind of recommend waiting on Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3 so they can spruce it up a bit. I mean, it's fine. I also feel like they have way too low of a max level. The max level is 12. And if you're... I didn't even do, I don't think, even half the side quests. But I reached 12 well before I reached the very end of the game. You think this game is over? It does look really tough for Nell here. Still doing decent when it comes to unit value, but yeah, the unit count is going to be really tough for Alexio to deal with. Well, Act 3 is just... It's not as well written, it's not as well paced, it's got lots of glitchy stuff to it. Some characters just don't have any writing to them. Or if they have writing, it's like out of order. Also, I was really unimpressed that they didn't give paladins the Fine Steed spell. That's like iconic to paladin. I think playing Act 3 not evil will probably work better for you though. I think they have more time invested in that round. But like the evil NPC had very sketchy or spotty dialogue, like unlocked dialogue about talking about someone that we had already killed in Act 2. And I was like, why are you bringing this up? There were still definitely some nice highlights. There's one end game fight with its own special music track that was very good. I mean, I don't think the fight was very good, but the music track for the fight was amazing. Yeah, the Neotank trap, it's pretty nice. I don't think there's any way of saving that. Oh, no, I take that back. There's a way of saving it. You're naming your pet Neo. Yo. Neo. How are you down in income? Oh, I see. Strider has both of these cities. And then something else as well. Got the triple missile buy. Didn't save the Neo, but then they resigned. It's really... I mean, this is just a really tough matchup for Nell. If she relies so much on having infantry, like, luck roll and kill vehicles... So then just be fighting this constant army of infantry, killing all of those guys off, that's definitely tough to manage. Good night, Lucille. Oh, there's only one live game active in standard and high funds? We get to watch a Kindle mirror? Okay. Kindle mirrors are oftentimes very painful. Ooh, that was risky. That was a 1 in 3 chance of working, and if it failed, it would be absolutely devastating, as this infantry would kill this one off, and this one would just step onto the comm tower and kill this one. But since it worked, it's now a great situation. Well, not great, but a lot better. Oh yeah, Nell vs Sensei is really tough. If it's dumb but it works, it ain't dumb. That was a very much no fear approach to that comm tower. It worked out. I mean, I don't think that Kindle's gonna get the comm tower, but might be able to deny it. Just be 1 comm tower to 0. So this looks like absolutely devastating. Double tank kills here. That also blocks this tank from getting the strike from a city. Oh, never mind. That doesn't work. Wrong Kindle is active. This is fine. This attack. What could you have done to get back into that match? I don't even know. I imagine you have to, like... I mean, I think teching up is definitely the right thing to do, and maybe have to rely on like heavy vehicle walls with indirects or something. I mean, Nell is just gonna struggle so much having all of her infantry killed by other infantry. Try to open early recons. Yeah, that works if you're Sturm, or if the map is really nice to recons. Otherwise, I think you probably have to open tanks. Because if you open recons, then the Sensei tanks are still going to be pretty menacing towards them. You could also try anti-aero. Sensei is really hard to counter. Especially by anyone that relies on their unit count. Let's see what Panas thinks about it. Because of course this strike from the city to kill this off and deny the city for quite a while. That does open up this double tank strike, which isn't super pretty. Going for an attack here, I don't think that's quite worth it though. I would probably go for this. Maybe, I don't know. You kind of have to go for this in combination with another tank strike. The worst thing that can happen to you is that you get caught and then a copter gets built. You're trapped in copter range. Any live league tier 1 games you end up picking Nell because you won't get a chance otherwise. Yeah. But Strider, isn't Nell kinda underwhelming to play? She lets you down. She's nothing but false promises with that damage range. Try Jugger next. It'll feel better. I don't know. It just feels better to play Jugger than Nell. What is the Nell slander? She is the supreme leader of Orange Star. Isn't Hachi the supreme leader of Orange Star? But Nell is all lies. Join cap? Oh my gosh. Absolutely brutal play over here. How do you even handle this? The only mistake I'm seeing from this Kindle player is that they built this. Tanks didn't move or something. They built this copter. I think you have to build an anti-air here. Otherwise, this copter can come over and save the comm tower. But I imagine what you have to do is something like tank infantry kills here, and this infantry interrupts the comm tower. You don't want this tank. Oh, you can't do that though. Never mind, because this tank would have to strike from here, and that head open. Yeah, this doesn't work. No. So the problem here is that this infantry blocks this infantry from hitting here. My gosh, we got double. Kindle gets both comm towers. Absolutely brutal. These tanks also didn't move? It's just double tank stare off. That is exactly right, Arya. She gets all of your hopes up. It was all a facade. Double comm tower seems really good, especially because they're starting to enter into the mid game, and then the Kindle powers will be available, which will help hold the comm towers. Oh yeah, that's also a very specific example there. I hope that hasn't happened. Well, not that shocked. Have you played Nell? She's got great PR. I didn't even know this map is just Steve. Nell has great PR, but that's all it is. It's just PR. She's like a squirrel. You know, squirrels are just rats with really good PR, but they're still just a rat. And in some ways they're, you know, because they're all lies, they're worse than just having a rat. He played as Nell yesterday, one-shot an infantry with a tank on an 82 to 101 and damage, broke through the infantry wall and rolled high on hitting the artillery. Opponent resigned. Yeah, see, that moment's gonna feel pretty good. You know what makes that moment feel even better? When you're playing as Jugger. And it will still happen. But all of those other roles where Nell just like rolls one feels so bad on him. It might be something you have to experience to really understand. I know, now I'm going after tree rats. Have I no chill? You tried playing as Jugger, you had no good rolls the entire game. Yeah, that's part of the thing, is when you have no good rolls as Jugger, you just expect to have no good rolls as Jugger. So it doesn't feel so bad. At least it doesn't feel so bad for me. With Nell, I expect good rolls. And then she'll also have games where she just has no good rolls. And it feels awful. Jugger is the guy who you only asked out because of a dare, but the date goes really well and you see a part of life you can enjoy again. There you go. See? I think that's pretty accurate. Man, I don't know how this comm tower is gonna fall. All of the infantry around are injured, except for one. Maybe it's just this comm tower. Maybe neither will. It's just going to be a 2 comm tower versus 0. Let's see dating profiles of all the luck-based COs. Black definitely has a lot of fans. Sonya has Sonya has the most players, but I think Sonya feels the worst to play as. She's not as devastatingly disappointing as Nell, but it still really sucks. But I say that Slack only has fans? I think the number one change I would like in Advanced Wars by Web, or in Advanced Wars in general, is to get rid of Sonya's battle. I'd be fine with her just having no luck. Sonya is the girl you wanted to love, but in the end you just can't. You're very good at these, and I would agree, that's very accurate. Very heartbreaking. We might see a play to go for this comm tower. It does kind of leave tanks vulnerable, which is kind of icky. Oh, never mind. Doesn't have to leave the tank vulnerable. For some reason, I had those two units positions swapped. You can already know exactly what her HP values are. And it's very weird that Sonya would literally be better off with no luck. Because luck is, like, basically only, for most others, is only a positive influence on how much damage you deal. But the fact that Sonya often misses what is otherwise a guaranteed 2-hit KO at the certain firepower ranges, it's a 2-hit KO if you roll 0 for your luck, but she just is unfortunate and rolls negative. Especially when she has to try and kill off vehicles with her infantry. It's just like, I do 0, I do 0, I do 0. It sucks so There might be something that can be done over here to get this. It'd be amazing if Kuru got both comm towers and then Panache was able to take both back at the same time. Yeah, I think this comm tower is actually going to fall, which is kind of wild. Maybe if there's an urban blight that pops into play. One, two, three. I guess the copter can't safely block over here. Being hit by this anti. But I guess Panache can always tank here, kill this off, and then infantry goes on the comm tower, and this tank won't be able to reach to hit here. And also, these tanks will be pretty hard to kill. I think the tank plus the anti-air will be able to kill it, though, if it's on the road. So maybe the copter would have to hit this tank. But I'd be worried. Oh. I was gonna say I'd be worried about giving too much charge in that situation. This is still looking pretty nice. It really forces this tank to hit here, which it doesn't want to do. Welcome back, Fluffy. Sasha's the date that makes you want to be a better person, so it actually could work past day 10. Something is actually one of the best feelings you get when it comes to luck, only for you, because you somehow have only positive luck on Sonya. I feel like nothing is more crushing than watching your 2 infantry fail to kill another infantry on the road. This was such a weird play. Doesn't it get absolutely flopped? Maybe not. Can't be you. I guess this anti-air is here. Another copter fall. I guess it's fine. It's still just you. It does unlock urban blight shenanigans. Should this copter strike from the city onto this anti-air? It would be, I mean, it's definitely a decent urban blight. You got 3 copters on property. It might be required to delay this. It would make sure that this break through. Though it probably does anyway. Yeah, if this tank like goes here, then I think the urban blight is for sure thing. We went on to the force instead. How much better, please? This guy should probably get off this again. There we go. One, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if that's a great place to stand. I think we have tank kills here. We can urban blight with this attack. This tank can then hit this tank. Oh, if it does that, then I guess this tank has to kill this infantry, and then this infantry hits here to stop tower capture. Oh, the anti-air can just come in and interrupt this. Okay, definitely should have urban blighted first. Although I guess it doesn't matter. There's nothing to join cap. Although they might not see the sack. Sometimes if you're not looking, like actively looking for those sacrifices, they can be hard to spot. That's a weird play. Very weird to not go for the tank. Sacrifice definitely not seen, because this is not being interrupted. Streams usually have lurkers. There's definitely some lurkers about. It happens. Lurkers be welcome. That was kind of a weird choice. I feel like you would normally attack here with the copter so this infantry can come down and finish it off, so it blocks the way for the anti-air. And then this infantry would stand here so the cogger wouldn't be able to strike. But I guess it doesn't matter because this guy doesn't matter. You just want to watch the stream full screen? No worries, no worries. Gotta get the perfect details. Oh, I don't have my bow tie on. There we go. Whew. I guess it was a chill stream. Now it's a fun stream. Okay. Panas is going to be the one that actually gets the first urban blight. We'll be able to get this calm down. I mean, the urban blight seems pretty decent. This tank to hit. Vehicle. This vehicle. It's not quite enough to let the tank like kill this and then get another hit from the city. That would be absolutely devastating. Stream full screen on big screen and chat on tiny phone. You can do that. Ness is thinking. Ness is way down in time, I just realized. That does give enough for an urban blight. You see it. Imagine we're going to kill the anti-air and this tank off. No, we're going to kill that infantry off. Let's kill the copter. Seems legit. I guess this guy isn't really that safe. Here's this guy. This anti-air can just kill this infantry off if it wants to. Be threatening the copter. No, you'll knock it down to 1, I believe. But it does still take 2 units for the same type of attacks on the. That would be really good though if it worked. Kuro might be able to, could use the super if they wanted to. I think we'll probably just see 2 Urban Blights in a row. Tank is questioning all of its life choices. It should probably either sit on this city to stop this tank from getting a strike from the city, or hit this infantry. Whatever it does, it wants to not be in range of this tank. Looking good for Mastro? Is that who Panas is? Copter chains getting broken is. Go into this. Gotcha. This does look very, very dicey for Kuro. But this is why you always gotta keep your eye out. Especially when you've got copters in range of anti-airs. Sometimes you're like, oh, thank you for the free power. And yeah, you smack there. I'm concerned. I don't think Kuro is even going to use a power here. So the problem, I mean, the power is not amazing. It does some good damage. You'd have to really power and attack. But if you don't attack and you don't use the power, then Panas will have just gotten basically a bunch of free damage. And then on the following turn, you'll get horribly overcharged. Well, if you want a super, you just go for like any attack, and you'll get it. I think Kuro just kind of panicked here. Panas is really short on time, so yeah. Was there not a single attack made? Now pops the power. And it resigns. I think that's a fair resign in this. The situation is looking really bad. So these injured units can still fight. Like a 9 health plus a 4 health will definitely kill an 8 health, that kind of thing. But the number one thing was missing that copter sacrifice. Well played, the Panas managed to win after going down 2 comm towers. That's not easy. You knew Kindle would win. Okay. We have Cannon Fodder versus Arrow. We have Zekro versus the Xbox, the X-Boss. And Lionheart 2005 versus Sanic Speed. We can watch Cannon Fodder. Cannon Fodder's had some good games. And is pretty active in the Discord. Toggle Fall. Things are looking pretty good for Cannon Fodder, judging by the end of Max's turn being down in income. units are refusing to look at each other as they march forward, though. Cannon fodder is a hard person to fight in live. I apparently bring really bad luck to cannon fodder. I don't think I've actually watched a cannon fodder win. I've watched games where I'm like, well, cannon fodder's bringing this back, is going to win, and then the game like bugged out, and they got resigned them, and in another one, I think they failed a roll, so they couldn't get a breakthrough and lost that way. So I definitely curse cannon fodder with the games I watch. The way you're gonna look out for that in live, it's something more that when you play League a lot, because at the higher ranks, people will go for sacrifices all the time that you will just get a second sight for it. You'll be like, oh, there's a sacrifice there. Oh, there's a sacrifice there. You know, it's kind of like in Wargroove that you're very experienced in. Going for like assassinations and just spotting all of the sacrifices you can do there. They'll be like, oh, it looks like that commander can just die. I am talking about your game, Fluffy. Cannon fodder is good. They've beaten you 3 times in live. Dang. Now, I would definitely prefer to be Olaf in live than Max. Mainly because Olaf's powers take no thought. It's just press the funny button. Max's powers take lots of thought. You have to like get your ranges right. Gotta make sure you actually like benefit from the attacks. So for me, I would just drain a ton of time playing as Max in comparison to Olaf. Not as bad as like playing Eagle. Down with the funny button, go Max. Yeah, Mastro, yeah. If you play more League, you will develop the sight as well. Because you'll lose to sacrifices. It's not really the wins from sacrifices, because you with time you can spot sacrifices on your own, no problem. It's the games you're going to lose from sacrifices that you missed that's going to heighten you. Drill it in you. This is a very plains heavy map. You combine Copter Sack with Olaf Eagle / Hawk. Super. That's pretty good. You should play more Andy. Andy will help you see them a lot. Just because with Andy, they're like not even sacrifices often. This is the map that you outstalled an Olaf as Max. Very nice. There's like a Japanese type of puzzle, like a coloring puzzle with squares, that makes it so no color can have a 2x2 square like this, and I think all of the same color has to like connect together. I forget what that's called, but I kind of like in map design when they sort of follow that rule, when they make it so no one terrain type ever has a 2x2. So I'm not a huge fan of this map where you got lots of these 2x2 planes. You even have a 3x3. It's just too much plane. Too many planes. Although this is more like a fog map, really. It's so open. Yeah, Copter lives, heals, yeah, heal at the 6. It's good. You know, your tanks live. Like, I'll send my tanks in to hit their copters. I'll send my tanks in to hit their medium tanks. And you just heal them up. And you're happy. You're like, wow. It's like there wasn't even a downside. Max does seem to be in a spot of trouble. And that's a really bad sign for Max, who should have an advantage by having a day-to-day that does something in the matchup, early on at least. The Olaf day-to-day will do something as soon as the snow arrives. Wow. These tanks just chilling, huh? I find it always very sketchy when units don't move at all. Sounds like a nightmare, it does. Having played some tournament games with random weather on, it sucks. Would not recommend. It's like the perfect balance of being so infrequent that it feels like it doesn't matter, and when it does matter, absolutely ruining your fun. Or when it does happen. So you both feel like the weather being on didn't impact the game, like your experience of the game, and you had turns ruined because of it. You can tell your game is being watched, views go way up. Max is better, but you want a challenge? I don't think Max is even better here. It's like, look at all the planes. The snow be strong. Oh, it is base light. That's true. Yeah. It's almost like Super Smash Bros., where if you play the game as originally intended, competitively, it gets a lot worse. But if you play in a very specific rule set, it's a great game for competitive play. You know, almost in spite of the efforts of developers. Although I've always been very confused by the Super Smash Bros. Developers, because they do patch the game, and they patch the game in very like competitive oriented meta ways. Like changing frame, I don't know what it's called, but like the number of frames that moves have, which is something that I feel like would never matter in the kind of party game scenario. But then also insisting that it's mainly a party game. When you hear it was Final Destination, no items, Fox only. Yeah, that's basically us. We hard enforce the tier system. Yeah. Letting that infantry go. You know, Advanced Wars by Web never patches the game balance. Or I guess they did originally. They don't anymore. One day we'll wake up and Walker's gonna be like, okay, we have buffed missiles. They now have infantry movement or something. They now count as foot soldiers. They can capture fastest foot soldier around. One day we will have DS Sonya. Oh, true. They'll just take away the luck of Sonya. We'll be like, oh my gosh, that was an amazing change. Thank you. I personally, I don't think there's a single hardcore Puritan that would be against remove luck on Sonya change. Maybe there are though. I don't know. I just have not seen them. Fix. That's true. Fix the Kindle Super. I'd be fine with just removing the negative luck if you want to keep the good luck. The negative luck just feels awful. And it doesn't even feel good when you're playing against Sonya and she gets bad luck. Because then you're suddenly like, wow, like, you know, nothing mattered. Change the cruisers. Yeah, there's some very easy patches. I would understand not wanting to change huge things. I think there's some easy wins. I mean, they did bring in this live league, which I think was great. And a lot of people do enjoy it. But that's not balance changes. I'm not sure what Max even does here. Kind of looks like Max is just going to get stalled into oblivion. This might be the first Cannon Fodder game on stream that we see. You just wanted to be a pain. Waste time. Yeah, I saw the other that glitched out, and then not on stream, I watched you fail a luck roll against Fluffy. You beat that guy in the next 3 games. Max is being really passive. I don't know what Max would have to do. If I was Max, I'd probably be doing some front switching shenanigans. But that's That's a given with me. I would just be doing friend switching shenanigans anytime. Jake Pipe Runners, I think I agree with that. Jake Pipe Runners has impacted quite a few games, actually. Fixed a bug where some water units weren't able to move over some types of water tiles. I would like fixed a bug where cruisers, specifically, I feel like they should be able to go on shoals. Battleships and carriers and subs, not so much. But cruisers, they have to fight copters. They should at least be able to go on shoals. Allow subs to sail under bridges. See, you can't allow that though. Because then that opens up a whole window of like units being able to walk over and stand on top of other units. Because otherwise the sub just sits on the bridge and you can never pass the bridge because there's a sub under it. I'd be fine when bridges are patched out. They're just all now roads. Yeah, in Commander Wars, you can put naval units on bridges, and it ruins like a ton of Advanced Wars by web maps. Battle cruisers also fix the shoal locked ports with subs on them. That's true. See? Yeah. Unlocking the Z access. I don't think that is a change I'd be supporting. That's like what they do in Fantasy General. But then you have to have like your area. Then it only makes sense that the air units can attack the ground units if they're like sharing the same tile and stuff. And you have to like toggle between are you looking at the air units or are you looking at the ground units beneath them. I think that's just a headache it's not worth dealing with. I'm fine with like you can't walk through your opponent's units. They've got this under control. It's fine. Cost 0, only available black hole COs. Whoa. Look at all your artillery. All 0. You're ready for a big old tank fight with Max here. I'd like it if missiles could shoot stealths. Let's just give a little bit more love to the missile. Do you think people would build missiles if they had foot soldier movement? If they had mech movement type, and then also shoot stealths? You use the regular snow against mechs? Yeah, it'd be missiles on mechs. Museums could be a fun breed of point. I really like Olaf's normal power used against Hawk. It is criminal that missiles can't shoot stealth. I agree. A missile should definitely be able to shoot higher than an anti-air. One mini a game that way. Okay. I could see it hitting when people are unexpected. They don't expect it. I mean, really, the snow can ruin so many game plans. That's true, yeah. Normal power into HQ cheese also works. Like the best COs for taking HQs. I mean, obviously there's Sammy, there's Andy, there's Olaf. I feel like there's one more. Oh, Flash, of course. I think there's and Hanbai. Yeah. Olaf, Andy, Sammy, Hanbai, and Lash. Probably the best COs for taking HQs. I might have missed one. I know everyone forgets Lash. I would not count something. I don't think the infantry firing back first matters in most cases when you're taking an HQ. Because usually they're attacking you with something other than to save their HQ. It does matter for blockers, that's true. That is true. I still wouldn't say so. Oh, that's true. Sonya canonically bad at HQ, Captain. I think if there's anyone else. I mean, Hawk is okay at it. He's kind of just like a worse Andy at it. He only heals 2 instead of 5. Like, healing 5 with an HQ cap is so good. Because if they hit you with a tank, they don't do enough damage to stop you from just taking their HQ. That did you with 2 things. And that's true, Von Bolt can sometimes do it. Eagle when paired with Sammy. If we had that tag, then yeah. But that... He does give him a lot of tips and advice. But maybe it's a case of he's like just being nice. You know? He just wants his daughter to feel special. But really, he could handle everything. And she's just kind of a little pompous about it. And she thinks that he's super dumb. Father. Good night, Strider. It is kind of rude to for him to be playing on a map and then her advice to be like, play on a different map. You miss my voice acting in the playthroughs. I do need to get back and finish the end of hard mode. Bathrooms too. That's some pretty brutal advice. It's like, man, I lost on this map. Or advice. Just don't play on that map. Max is starting to run out of time. That's going to happen with these stally situations. Does anyone here think there's going to be another Advance Wars game that's released? I don't know how well the reboot did, but it seems pretty good. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like Fire Emblem has kind of dried up. They need a break from making the games so they can be better. And making an Advance Wars game could do it. It could be the break they need. Coming to stores spring 2033. We'll see how good Wargroove 2 does. Chucklefish doesn't have a great track record with supporting their games, but I think they have a pretty good sales record. Honestly, I mean, I still haven't finished Engage. I just don't. It could just be me though. I'm not as big of a fan of the Fire Emblem games as I am of the Advance Wars games. When I was younger, I was more impressed with their like romance system. And now I just find it like exceedingly creepy that Decubert agrees that it's almost like encouraging eugenics and like breeding your officers. Although I don't know if that's all still true in Engage. I didn't get that far. I do know you still have the weird romances with them though. They're always very awkward. That's what happens. It's like your officers can have kids together, and then the kids are based off of the stats of the officers. And that just encourages you to min-max. Min-max them. Keep it in the family. Exactly. Now that I've Cooper agrees. Now that I've seen the real in-game romance, like from Hatoful Boyfriend, I do think Hatoful Boyfriend romance is at least comparable to the Fire Emblem romances. I haven't played Crusader Kings. But yeah, when I was younger and playing the games, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. But the older I've gotten, the more creeped out I get by it. I mean, there's a similar thing to it in Pokemon. But Pokemon is like so disconnected from reality. It doesn't have any attempts at a legitimate story or anything. Play XCOM. Yeah, I was doing well in tic-tac-toe. True. And I really don't like. I played a little bit of XCOM, and I think they handle the was it the input random or no the output randomness way worse than Advance Wars does. Essentially, essentially how their luck system, where it's all or nothing, rather than just like a little bit of variance on the output, but you're still always going to have an output, so there's some like dependability you can rely on. I feel like they would have been way better off just straight up lifting the Advance Wars luck system and making it so you do a little less damage or a little more damage. Okasan is far superior. I agree. Cuckoo! I don't know how many people here have ever gotten into trying to breed a perfect IV Pokemon. But the sheer number of baby Pokemon that you essentially discard is staggering. They have no value. You just have boxes and boxes and boxes. You don't feel bad, of course, because it's just such super fantasy. But if any amount of realism was added to it, it would become pretty staggering. You cannot find reboot sales numbers? Give up. Pokemon breeding is not fun. It's definitely a pretty mindless activity. But you do need games like that, or like activities like that you can just kind of do while you're doing other things. It is a really nice... Oh! Max is like, I score near 3x3 vehicles. Oh my gosh. So you really don't want to have your tanks expose themselves to hit infantry. Unless it's like going to be a game-winning play. It is a very aggressive strike. Free dudes. He really didn't like that infantry, yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a reason Showdown became popular. But the question is, will Cannon Fodder be able to get the super this time? Yeah, exactly, Ingegark. We were thinking the same thing. Good luck attacking Oryx's castle. You're playing a live Kindle Mirror while watching. Very nice. I think Cannon Fodder will be able to get the super. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Cannon Fodder will get the super. But has anyone else kind of, what would you say, started to find video game romances incredibly creepy? Campfire's gonna very easily get, or at least maybe the more recent ones. Like, I also found the Baldur's Gate 3 romances really, I don't know if creepy is the right word for those ones, or very weird. For Fire Emblem, everyone finds it creepy pretty much. Okay. Funny Snow. It's a pretty good attack. I felt like Three Houses released unfinished. It was like, I felt like it was released unfinished and it was never finished. Because I played through Edelgard's route, and then the game just sort of ended, and there was still like a lot of stuff to do, and then there was just like a text scroll that's like, and they solved everything. I was like, oh, that looks unfinished. I guess they're gonna like patch in the rest of the game, and then they just never patched in the rest of the game. Isn't that most games nowadays? You know, you're not wrong. Olaf supers. They're brutal. A game I would highly recommend is Disco Elysium. But that was also a game where the ending felt really bad. I almost want to be like, you know, just play the game until you're about to get to the ending and then just stop playing and then you'll be happy. I would recommend playing it, especially if you liked, like, it's almost like a real spiritual successor to Planescape Torment. Which has many flaws, but has amazing, like, dialogue, like roleplay driven by dialogue choices. You mentioned Discard Elysium mentioned. Yeah, it's a great game, but the ending is awful. I don't know what they were thinking. My enjoyment of that game went down by like 70% by the ending. Up until the ending, I was like, wow, I'm going to play through this game again, and it's going to be so much fun. And then all enthusiasm went away. But I still highly recommend the game. It's very good. But if you don't play to completion, I think you'll be fine. You like the ending? It's okay to like the ending. I'm talking about the ending. Although I wasn't super happy with the island either. But, I mean, I was okay with the island. But the ending, I really didn't like. You can't find the sales numbers of the reboot camp? GG! The map is named Sandstorm and there's a snowstorm. We're talking about Disco Elysium's ending. I was fine with Planescape Torment's ending. We might be just swapped in those two. This is the first time you've ever heard. There's a few things okay. Disco Elysium is a great game. 100% you should play it. It's also got some things that are unfinished that they just never went back and finished, even though they like kept releasing updates. And you can still soft lock yourself in that game, which is, you can soft lock yourself by just not being very good, which is like very good at playing the game, which is really bad because not everyone's going to be experienced in playing those kinds of games. And it has basically every night you have to pay a certain amount of money so that you can sleep in so you can rent your room. But if you, there's a real time system, so time's passing, and there's a limited amount of money that you can get in each area. So if you're just really bad at progressing the game, you can run out of money and then no longer be able to pay for a room. And you're not allowed to sleep on the street, even though you can get the Hobo Cop title. Spoilers, you play as a cop. With an amnesia, of course. So you can become a Hobo Cop, but you can't sleep on the street. And your game will just soft lock as you'll be unable to progress. That is not the end of Torment. I mean, there's multiple endings of Torment, I guess, technically, but the ending at the end is not bad. But like the ending you're supposed to reach. Torment, I feel like, is, otherwise known as Planescape Torment, is probably the best RPG I've played. But its combat is often considered really bad, and I would agree, it doesn't have great combat. I can understand not being crazy about the ending of Planescape Torment, because it's kind of similar to Disco Elysium. It's like one ending, and you are often playing through the game thinking you can get whatever ending you kind of want. But Planescape Torment is a really good game. It's old, It came out like a year after Baldur's Gate 1 came out. It has a whole bunch of really interesting development stories to it. Chrono Trigger, I haven't finished Chrono Trigger. I played a little bit, really good. Final Fantasy 7's really good. Yeah, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are very good. What? I think when I was the first time I played Baldur's Gate, or not Baldur's Gate, Planescape Torment, I was like 8. So a lot of stuff went over my head because it's also really dense with like philosophical, I guess, themes. It's not necessarily very in depth in its philosophical themes, but it has a lot of them in there. So all of that went over my head. But the one thing is their alignment system actually, I'll say, works, where for your dialogue choices, you'll have stuff like you can just say it, or you can say the same thing, but in asterisks, it says you lie. And that changes your alignment to being more chaotic. And I found that very interesting when I was first playing. I was like, oh, I can say it's the exact same dialogue option, but I can either say it truthfully or I can lie about it. And then your alignment system, of course, impacts how different characters interact with you and stuff like that, and more dialogue options you'll get in the future. And then that, of course, that's also a game that you have amnesia and you don't know your name, but you can go through the game lying about what your name is and just make up a new name, and then that will also have an impact later on. And I really enjoyed that amount of I guess alignment system actually mattering in the game. I'm chaotic neutral. It also, of course, has great writing, but it also is an old game, and it was probably the game that got people to stop writing huge blocks of text. There has always been evil Go7. Oh, that's ruler Go7. It's dismayed Go7. Oh, where's my evil Go7? There I am. Rah! Anyway, I do have to... Sometimes he's late to stream. It's true. Okay, I do have to call the stream there. I hope people enjoyed our nice chill day. Tomorrow will be replays. So, have a good one, everyone. And thanks for watching. Enjoy the apple.
It's Go7, king of the penguins. Of all the penguins, he is king. It's Go7, king of the penguins. Being king of the penguins, that's his thing.